welcome to episode number 21 of TNA Making an Impact. We're now long gone from Destination X, we're now on our road to Hard Justice, so we hopefully can continue the momentum we're on. We can continue to elevate the talents that we've brought in, and we can properly get some good storylines going. So quite a few questions have been left after the last episode, like what is the plan of Fergal Devitt and various other questions. What is the reign of Stu Barrett going to entail? So going forward, we hope to answer those questions in the upcoming weeks and hopefully put together a really good card for Hard Justice. So we'll dig straight into it. 19 segments on the show, which isn't too bad considering it's a 2-hour show. Already feeling a bit of an overloaded roster, but learning from last year's mistakes, there's no proper long-term contracts. I think maybe just Devitt is one. The rest are all kind of a year, 6 months. So if it doesn't work out, and we need to cut costs, we need to trim the roster, we can go. So learn from that, but hopefully there won't be too many needs for cost cutting, and we can carry on. So we'll jump on with TNA Impact, the last episode of July. So 3,514 at the Heart Centre Arena. That's pretty good attendance there. And we start the show with the newest member of the TNA roster. It is, of course, Fergal Devitt. He comes to the ring and he has some words for the TNA fans. So everyone is wondering why the real rock and roller Fergal Devitt has descended upon TNA Impact Wrestling. And everyone's wondering why, of all people, did I cost Adam Cole the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. It's simple. I'm here to add another world title to my collection, and yes, it's true, I've got a few friends here. The question is, are they on my side, or are they against me, or are they against Adam Cole? Lads, I'll be kicking about backstage, so if you want to find me, and then Fergal is interrupted, so he's announced that is why he's here. It's a D plus 51 segment, so we're going to have to build Fergal up. But he can start the storyline, which is whose side are they on, and he can only get better going forward. He is, of course, interrupted by Adam Cole, and it's hold up, it's Adam Cole who's arrived in the scene to speak to Fergal. Who the hell do you think you are? Thinking you can try and come out and turn my boys against me? You left them hanging in Japan. You went to the big leagues and you abandoned them. And after AJ Styles did the same, I came onto the scene to help some old friends out. So don't mess with their heads, because together the BC is stronger than ever. We will take down all outsiders, and right now, Fergal, that's exactly what you are. So I suggest you go back to where you came from, or you'll have a big problem, not just with me, but with all of us. So that's Adam Cole's take on it, and that was a C62 promo, so it's promising from Adam Cole. Continues the storyline again. This segment goes on to a third part. We have our general manager Carly coming out to say a few quick words. Gentlemen, this is exactly why we brought Fergal Devitt in here, to prove that we have the world's best wrestlers here in TNA. We also want to showcase of all the matches the fans want to see. We want to be the home of the dream match. So next month at Hard Justice, we will see Adam Cole go one-on-one with Fergal Devitt. So try not to rip each other limb from limb, and actually try and make it to Hard Justice. So a blockbuster announcement there from Carly. She has announced that Devitt versus Cole is going to happen 4 weeks time, now, to Hard Justice. I guess it's not Hardcore Justice, much just Hard Justice we're going to call it, a D42, and it continues their storyline, so pretty happy with that. Our first matchup of the evening sees Sienna defeat Angelina Love in 4 minutes and 40 by pinfall with a cutthroat. D-39, a good victory for the newer knockout. She had a 42 rating to Angelina Love's 31. No skill improvements in this instance, and the dirt sheet has inconsistency of Angelina and chemistry for Sienna, but overall pretty good for our knockouts division. Next up in a terrible match, Kenny Omega defeats Mandrews in 6:49 by pinfall with Croy's Wrath. D41, again just putting over a winner from Destination X, the new X Division champion. Mandras with 29, Omega with 44. No skill improvements, but overall just getting Kenny Omega over with a lot of negatives there for Mandras. We have another matchup, and it is Mike Bennett defeating Jesse in 8 minutes and 15 by pinfall with a photo finish, a D41. Jesse off his game, he only gets a 24, a 50 performance from Mike Bennett. But again, slowly but surely building up his overness before he goes into a proper program. Negatives, mostly for Jesse, so it's another one we're going to have to work on. Another matchup sees Bram defeat Tigre Uno in 8:02 by pinfall with a curb stomp. This with D plus 51, it got the crowd hotter. Tigre Uno with 31, Bram with 60. I do promise there will be some angles in this show, we just have to get the matches out of the way first. No skill improvements in this instance, and negatives here for the low momentum of Tigre Uno and the low experience, but overall, just again, getting Bram some momentum. After his emphatic victory though, Bram has some words to get off his chest. He says, "Honestly, I am sick and tired of this. I either get some no-life crap like this presented to me, which means I get no proper warm-up to face the likes of Rey Mysterio, and then he gets a fluky win over me. Carly doll, sort this out. I want another opportunity." This means that Carly decides to come out. She says, "Well, Bram, I'm sorry you feel this way, but it just happens to be that we do have another new signing who's itching to debut. So much that he doesn't want to wait to hard justice. In fact, he'll face you next week. So be ready, it could be a very lethal matchup." So, interesting to see who Bram faces. If you get any predictions, let me know in the comments section, but D plus 48 there. Carly was underwhelming, Bram looked good, the crowd get a little bit hotter with that angle. And yes, it's leading to a little storyline going forward here. Bram again being pissed off. Carly kind of playing the tweener role, she hates the faces, but she still makes it difficult for the heels as well. We have a little hype video just saying that back on Impact next week are the former tag team champions, the American Wolves. Like it's a D-37, just could not fit them in. And with their injuries, I just felt like it was best to keep them off television. And next we have a match that had subpar wrestling and little heat, but the BC, new tag team champions, defeat Grado and Mahabali Shira in 6:04 when Jackson defeated Shira with a moonsault. D plus 48. Massive lack of psychology, unfortunately. Shira with 27, Grado with 32, Jackson with 65, and Matt Jackson with a 61. So good performance from the BC. Just couldn't carry the match enough. Lots of negatives there, obviously, mostly for the psychology aspect. Next up in a subpar wrestling match, this seems to be happening a lot. In Little Heat, we had Shibata defeat Sami Callihan in 7:44 by pinfall. C-53, again putting Shibata over. Callihan with a 36, Shibata with a 57, so we'll slowly be moving him up the card. Again, just waiting for Rockstar Spud to get back from that injury. Which leads to Shibata saying a few simple words. He just says, "Rockstar Spud, I laugh at your injury. You'll never beat me, ever." So a short promo from Shibata continues the War from the Underdog storyline, and that is a C-58 promo from Shibata, who's obviously grasped the English language now, so that's good, so we can use him in proper promos. Next up in a decent match, we had Magnus defeat Ricochet in 9 minutes and 56 by pinfall with a handful of the tights. During the match, we also had Kenny Omega come in and distract Ricochet, so not a clean victory for Magnus, but he gets the job done with a C-58. Ricochet unfortunately off his game, but he got a 49 rating, Magnus with a 61, and the time to get BC storyline has advanced, so happy with that. Again, making sure Magnus was rebounding off a loss, and Ricochet has a program that he can continue on. Another EC3 promo because he's so damn good at them. He says, "Why is it every time that EC3 starts to build up momentum, someone, an old friend, happens to stab me in the back? This time again, it's Tyrus. So big man, you know it's personal. You and MVP, you may be forming an alliance, but tonight, when we clash in this tag team match, I have Rey Mysterio with me, and we will put you in a world of trouble, trouble, trouble." So B-74, it continues the storyline between MVP and EC3, and of course Tyrus now involved, and Rey Mysterio has been chosen to partner up with EC3. Match itself delivered very well, a B-72, which was a decent match as Rey Mysterio and EC3 defeat MVP and Tyrus, when Rey Mysterio defeated MVP by pinfall with a 619 into a West Coast pop. Tyrus was the weak link, he struggled to keep up everyone else's performance, but we'll try and build him up as a monster. You know, the monster he should have been in WWE before he started dancing. Rey Mysterio Jr. seemed off his game. Unfortunately, him and Carter didn't work as a team and their timing was all over the place. A strong performance from EC3 at 69, Mysterio by 67, Tyrus by 51, and a very impressive 70 in-ring performance for MVP. Continues that storyline. EC3 improving performance skills, which is good to see going forward. And just overall very happy with that. That maybe could have broken a 75 if it wasn't for the negative of the tag chemistry, but no, I'm happy with that. Next week, live on Impact, we are going to have the former TNA World Heavyweight Champion Drew Galloway returning, and he will give his thoughts on losing the championship to his old friend Stu Barrett. This is C-55. Barrett cuts a promo and he says, basically, well, JB asks him a question saying, "So Stu Barrett, how does it feel standing in front of us as the TNA World Heavyweight Champion?" Barrett says, "How does it feel? It feels bloody fantastic. I told you all I would destroy Drew Galloway, and I did." JB says, "Tonight you've Jeff Hardy. Thoughts on tonight's match?" Barrett says, "Jeff Hardy is just like everyone else, just in the way of the Barrett barrage. He will just be another who will just suffer the fate of the British Bullhammer." And he finishes it with his usual, boom. So B-73, good promo from our champ. That's what we want to see. He's always going to go over his promos. The announcing and the colour commentary gave the segment a boost as it sets up for our main event match, which got a B-71, and about had some good heat and decent wrestling. Stu Barrett defeated Jeff Hardy in 10 minutes and 50 by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. During the match, we also had Matt Hardy run in, and that should be attack Jeff Hardy, not Barrett. But Matt Hardy attacks Jeff basically. B-71, as I say, a 62 for Jeff, 67 for Stu Barrett, and the Let's Copy TNA's effed up storyline has advanced with a segment. I've decided, because of the ridiculous video that went live, because of that Matt and Jeff video, the fight that's going to happen in their home, which has happened when this video was live, but hasn't happened by the time I've recorded this. I wanted to replicate something like that and see how just ridiculous I can make the storyline. So that happens, and post-match, Barrett wins thanks to the return of Matt Hardy, who looks, well, let's say bizarre. I'm going to get a new picture for him so it's like his mad professor scientist here. He slides out the ring, gets a steel chair, he walks up to Jeff and simply says, "Brother Nero, you do nothing but harm to our name, and it's time for you to be destroyed. This place only has room for one Hardy, and that is Matt Hardy, and I will eliminate you from this world for good, Brother Nero." So yeah, we're going to go with a completely mental, crazy, unstable, whatever the hell Matt Hardy is at the moment. We're going to try and bring that character to this series, and yeah, let's run wild with it. So C-56 continues that storyline. Not a massive rating here, but I'm hoping the matches and other angles can carry us to a successful rating. And thankfully it does. C+70, probably could have been a bit better if it ended better. Overall, it's way over the 55 we need to get, and it continues to increase our pop in US, Canada, and the UK. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to click continue when we go back to the main screen. There's a few things I want to ask, which I would love to hear a response on. Let's see what we've got. It's always good when that processes quite quickly, so we can get straight to this. Martin Stone to FIP. What else? We've got Maxwell Chicago, no relation. So the show drew a lot of praise, that's good to see. 2.12 rating, so that's our best TV rating of the series by far, so that's good to see. We're getting better and better. Fergal Devitt says, "Tyrus sells like crap, cut him and find someone who actually knows how to work," so a bit harsh there. Matt Hardy says, "Mandrews doesn't connect with the fans, should probably write the kid off." Well, using him as an enhancement talent at the moment, Matt, but thank you for your opinion. Only 48 popularity. Ugh. And that's me actually helped his popularity up a little bit, so hopefully we can get Matt Hardy up a little bit. Curiosity, what's Fergal at? 50, so he's on a big contract for somebody that's in 50 over us, so we really need to push him hard and get him to that 70 level. He's a long-term investment, he's under contract for a while, so we'll be pushing him pretty hard. Apart from that, not really much else to look at. You know, we're hopefully going to make profit by the end of this month. Size, as I say, is good, 50s across the board, apart from the tri-state, but no, we're doing well. We're slowly, surely away from cult, and just in that kind of process of just slowly but surely on our way to national. I think national might take a year, maybe a bit more, but as long as we've got the roster we've got, as long as we keep making profit, we can just grow as the industry grows. So the few things I want to ask before we wrap up this video. One, any thoughts on the show? Thoughts on this crazy Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy storyline in real life? Any ideas how I can make it absolutely ridiculous in this? Because that's the plan. I'm going to go with it. What do you think of the matches that have been set up so far, the feuds that are going? How are you thinking the series is going along? And one thing I want to do is bring in a new title belt. Similar level to IC and US title. Obviously, TNA's filled with this in real life with King of the Mountain, Legends title, various other ridiculous names. Global Championship, I believe, is another one. What I'm going to ask you guys is, if I was to bring this title in, which wouldn't be until either Hard Justice or after, or maybe even Bound for Glory, what would you guys like it to be called? You can leave it up to you guys, put a couple of suggestions in. I'll give it a few weeks or whatever, and we'll get a straw poll up down the line as well. And we'll see what happens for there. As I say, as always, guys, thanks for watching. It's deeply appreciated. As I say, if you can leave any comments, any likes are deeply appreciated. If you want to subscribe, it's deeply appreciated as well. It means you get this content in every Tuesday and every Friday. So most importantly, just keep enjoying the game, man. We are a small community, but we are one of the best communities out there. So thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.